What's up, guys? It is 2 in the morning. I can't sleep, so uh, no better way to pass out than to do a little farm sim. Anyways, I've been doing a little detail work on the map here, adding in power lines and stuff like that. I want to see if these sound files work. All right, good, perfect. Put a little transformer sound. I was making. Just been kind of working on this square section here, adding in some different trees, some power lines. I'm trying to replicate the power lines that are actually, in this area. Still have to put the fence in the dealership. But it's kind of hard because I don't really remember. I'm from the area, but still, it's been, I don't know, probably 6 years since I've actually been down these roads. So my memory is not very good. So I've been using a lot of Google Images and Google Earth trying to get the correct lines, like going from the 3 to the. This intersection is crazy. Yes, I'm still not sure. I know it steps down from this and goes to a 2, and there's like another pole in here somewhere, but I have to figure that out eventually. So that's pretty much what I was doing today, and then did an MP stream with the boys earlier. If you guys have been watching that. And this is interesting. They run a set of power lines down here, and all the way down to this one house. That's kind of, and then nothing goes up. They probably pick up the rest of it from the river road up there, but it's kind of interesting to see how they have the power lines. It's really confusing how it always jumps from one section to the other. Anyways, we chopped this field on camera. We did 17, this other field on camera too. I actually went ahead and I Ted these 2 fields, raked and baled it. Forgot to record that for you guys, but I'm sure you've seen those before. Surprisingly, I have my iPad up right now. I was thinking so I could pay attention to what you guys are doing in chat. Cameron, yeah, I can't. I mean, none of us can sleep. I mean, I don't know where everyone else is from. Yeah, 1 o'clock for Peyton. Whatever, no big deal. So, I deleted that barn. I need to figure out something to do with it. And so basically what I'm going to be doing in this stream is moving bales. We got to get some of these bales into the sheds because it's going to rain. We have probably 5 hours to get everything inside. I still have a little hay field over here that I need to rake up and bale. So I'll probably do that. Sister lighting fireworks? That's unfortunate. Alright, so game plan, rake. I think this is still hooked up. I took some, took like 75 milligrams of Benadryl, so if I pass out on you guys, because that stuff knocks me out I guess that's what you get for taking a nap in the middle of the day. Stay up till 3 in the morning, probably. So I tried to adjust the temperature, the clouds, precipitation, and stuff like that to reflect. There wasn't data on Osceola, but there's data on Amory, which is about 15 miles east of Osceola. So, you know, it's essentially the same kind of climate. I forgot to do this hay field. We mowed it in Ted, but this is our second cut of hay. This is actually our first cut on this field. And, you know, there really isn't a whole lot on this field. We took it at probably the second growth stage, where the other two fields were, you know, every other hay field was fully grown, but at least all of our hay fields are on the same growth stage now. L5P Duramax model? I don't know what that is. I'm pretty happy with my high country right now. We're using that as a decent truck. The downside is, like, on a vehicle configurations, when you configure the motor, to my knowledge, you can't have the sound files change with it, because, you know, my truck right now has the engine configs of a Vortec and a Duramax, but I haven't figured out a way to change the sound files to change with that. Greetings from Germany. Yeah, it's probably morning for you guys. I kind of like took a quick peek on YouTube to see if anyone else is streaming. It seems like there are, you know, mostly European guys that are doing a live stream right now. I'm the only crazy one up this late. So this won't take us very long to rake and bale. Yeah, I guess you're right. Technically it is morning. It is Sunday for us. I call it, you know, until I go to bed, I won't consider it the morning. It's still my night. Pretty positive we're gonna have a different kind of crew on the stream today. I think this is the most I've ever used my V-Rake. Usually I was always use my Oxbow merger, but I haven't converted that over yet. I think there's a lot nicer models now with the Kuhn and forget what the yellow one is. But those are kind of out of our price range at the moment. And I definitely don't have remotely enough acres to justify buying one right now. Toowoomba? Where is that? Sounds like it's on a completely different continent. Toowoomba. So I saw the Seasons mod, the Real Sims. They made some more updates to the Seasons mod, so I just downloaded the latest developer version. I think there is something, they're adding some more lines, fixing like grass rotting or something like that, turning it to dirt. I don't know. Nothing major. I think the next step I'm going to do in this area is work on some of the houses to get them kind of a more realistic layout, what they actually are in real life. Might do that tomorrow, start plugging away at that. Just to kind of wrap this area up and move on to a different location. Alright, so that was the last hayfield I forgot to rake. Now we're going to have to go and run the baler down here. These swaths are so tiny compared to the other fields, so there's just like no tonnage. So the crops, I don't think we'll be able to get to the harvesting of our crops until late August, late autumn. But between then and now and then, we'll probably have to pick up a mixer wagon to top off our cows. Last time I checked in the store, feeder wagons were still pretty expensive. We only have like 70 dairy cow. I mean, it's still pretty big. much park this rake back in the shed. I actually got around to adding in lights to this, my shops over here. It turns on all the lights with one switch. I know there's like some maps where they have like multiple switches for each light. Kind of figure that that's kind of silly. And then one trigger for the outdoor light too. So that's just kind of some stuff I've been working on. So baler. I don't even know why we're baling this little field. We should have just let it rot out. It's not. We might get like 2 bales out of it, maybe. I would generally be surprised if we got more. We have 4,000 liters in the baler, so yeah, we definitely should get 2. If our baler's already half full. I mean, I don't really get burnt out from this game. I get burnt out from certain aspects of it, whether, you know, you get kind of tired of playing, or you kind of wish you had something else. So, myself, I go between, you know, kind of like messing around with this map. This has been an ongoing project for about a year now, to working on some different models, to playing. Play single player, play multiplayer. It's just comes and goes in phases. I think the only time I was generally sick of playing this game, and I didn't, you know, I stopped doing all aspects of Farm Sim, was probably in 13. I pretty much quit this game completely, and then more realistic mod came out, and that pretty much changed the whole game for me. And, you know, every version after that's kind of been more and more playable as a base game. Spin tires, never played it. It doesn't really appeal to me. Not really my style of game. I think the only other game that I really played pretty religiously was when I was growing up was probably Oblivion and Skyrim. Those are probably the only 2 games I logged a decent amount of hours on. I mean, playing single player has a lot of benefits. One, you can use course play. Two is, you know, when you do M multiplayer, everyone has to have the same mods. And if you have an issue with one, oh, that bale's gone. If you have a minor issue you want to fix, or an error you want to fix, or if you want to redo an edit, you know, always have to upload and share. So it's really not, doing multiplayer typically isn't ideal if you're kind of in the modding mood or the editing mood. It's more when you just want to play the game and you're pretty much content with the mods and equipment you're using. Where single player is nice because you can make any kind of changes or edits or testing instantly and go back and change it and come back in. But multiplayer is, it's still pretty fun, especially when you have a couple guys. Back in 13, I never did any kind of multiplayer. Started doing NP with 15. Just because literally every kind of mod I had in my mods folder was unzipped. Because everything was, I was tinkering with everything, trying to learn the game. As far as nice John Deere combines go, I'd say Julian's S series is probably the nicest. Everything, you know, the 977 from the, you know, the Turbo Squid model, it's you know, it's just textured over basic geometry. So for some that's great. You know, other people, especially now with FS17, you expect highly detailed equipment. You know, it's not 2009 when this game first came out. And it's unfortunate John Deere isn't part of it. I'm sure eventually they will, once this game gets big enough or whatever it is. Yeah, I've seen his, I mean, he hasn't released it, but I think other people have converted or attempted to convert. I myself, I have yet to, I don't have any S-Series combines in my mod folder. Just haven't got around to dicking around with that stuff. I started modeling a 9750, but Raphael also said he wanted to make a combine, so I just sent him my geometry, so he's plugging away at that. You know, to go with our older style equipment theme here, I think I might have to bite the bullet, lower my standards a bit, and use one of the less than ideal John Deere combines for our little farm. As long as there's no errors, I guess that's acceptable at this point. Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing with the new 700 series is they're pretty much visually they're identical to the 600 series. I guess a lot of the difference is like, you know, in the cab, some minor tweaks there, a little tweak to the console, some calibrating sensors, but other than that, it's pretty much the same machine. So we're actually getting some decent amount of bales. I'm genuinely surprised that we got more than 2 bales out of here. Got that one that rolled into the neighbor's field. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is surprising. It says there's like 37 people watching the live stream right now, which is also surprising since it's 2:30 in the morning here. Apparently the people that are up early across the pond, or you know, probably out in the western states or Canada, they're probably 3 hours behind, so it's probably 11:30ish. I'm just glad tomorrow is Sunday, or I guess today. Otherwise I would be screwed. I'm getting sick of hay. I want to get to harvesting some crops. Test out the placeable bin and the grain augers. I also have a little C70 grain truck. Not the greatest model in the world, but gets the job done. My neighbors across from where I grew up, they had a gooseneck grain trailer. I think it was a tandem axle dual wheel. It's like a black and red gooseneck grain dump wagon, and I really would like to have one of those, so I might try to model one of those one of these days. So these are full-size bales. I forget what they are, like 6x4. It's like 1.8 meters by 1.4, 1.6. I forget what the actual dimensions are, but they're twice the size of the in-game bales. Pack a little bit more, less bales to move. Anyways, that's the last of our second cut hay. We'll probably get another cut if I bring up the seasons. We might be able to get a third cut, maybe not. Hard to say. 50° Fahrenheit. What does this mean? Why is it blue? Apparently it's not warm enough to harvest. I mean, the trailer will be an easy build, really. I already have modeled up tandem axle. I already have a gooseneck hitch modeled. I could just modify the bed off my grain truck and the tip cylinders. I mean, I already have like probably 80% of the geometry modeled somewhere. So it definitely wouldn't be a hard thing to model up. Just need to figure out what kind of brand and style I want to go with. You changed the bale size with the LUA script. I just converted it over from the one I was using in 15. Then you have to make your own bales. And then when you index the baler, it has to refer to that bale dimension. It's not difficult, but it can be a little tricky. The nice thing is after harvest, we'll get to use our four-wheel drive tractor and use our old cultivator, and then eventually get back to planting. Alright, so task for us is, this is our designated bale shed, and I have to unload all of these bales so we can trailer them back. Actually, if I player lift scale. Oh, I thought I could max this guy out to lift. Oh, 10. Hold on. Let me try this. Yes! This is awesome. I'm lifting a 1.1 ton bale. Yes! This is gonna turn into a mess. I could already tell. This is hilarious. This is turning into a mess, but I don't even care. This is awesome. Oh, only at 2 in the morning is this fun. This is great. 1.1 tons. Well, know that I screwed up my pile royally. See if I can fix it. Whoa. Whoa. This is why I don't like using this grab feature. It's really glitchy. In case you're wondering, that's 1.5 tons that the world's strongest man. Well, that worked. Nice. Nice. If I stand away far enough, that should work. I'm getting the hang of it now. Who needs a front loader when you got guns like these? Nope. 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 Oh, this sucks. Hydraulics are overrated. This isn't going to end well. Well, been eating my vegetables. So we're gonna put on down to the old hayfields. We're gonna have to go get an actual loading tractor. I don't really feel like lifting all of these things by hand. I'm a little tired. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not too bad. Whoa. Definitely more, yeah, I wouldn't mind having a nice skid loader. The only issue is the handling. Skid steers in this game just, they don't handle. I mean, look at the in-game Challenger tractors. The steering and the handling, it's just, things are just too torquey. And they just don't handle well. Well, maybe if I had like a steering wheel or a gaming controller, it might be a different story, but with a keyboard, it's not fun. Perhaps if they were to improve their physics engine a bit, it'd be a different story. But even using the pallet forks on a skid loader, it's almost impossible. You pretty much have to use a front loader tractor to do any kind of loader work, which is unfortunate because I think everyone enjoys running a skid steer. Yeah, they look good. But the only thing you can do is maybe use a bucket on them. You can't use a skid loader in game for any kind of finesse work, and I would consider moving bales, even large bales like this, finesse. So we'll be able to get all of these bales easy on the trailer. Aren't there already like a lot of nice Kloss combines out there, like the Lexions? There's so many really good Kloss mods already, and that's just not really a big brand here in the States. I mean, the Jaguars, they're pretty common on the dairies, who are obviously, your forage. But that's about it. Yeah, I tried logging for a bit. I started working on some logging equipment. I actually bought two fairly nice joysticks to log with, but too many. I mean, it's so different from agriculture, and the game, the logging equipment is not an American or North American style. The stuff that's out there really isn't the greatest of quality, so it's just really too much work to get into logging. Best to just stick with agriculture. I mean, every single tree on this map is, you can cut it with a chainsaw and log it if you want. So, if I ever feel like opening up my fields a bit or whatever, I can always whip out the chainsaw and cut down some trees. But commercial style, large scale logging. And no one I do MP with wants to log. I'm sure they would, but the mods need some dramatic improvement. I've always been curious why they include forestry with the farming sim. I mean, they're completely two different industries. So I was always kind of curious why they included that. Illinois plates on the PJ? Yeah, probably. This is Kramer J's that he made way back in 13, so haven't touched it other than just convert it. Got it off of truck paper. That's where I got it from. Is it in Illinois? It is in Illinois. I'm gonna see if we can kind of slide our bales over. Oh shit. Knew that was gonna happen. How long have I been modding? I don't know. I guess I started making edits when I first got the game back in 13. Start out with, you know, making simple edits, and then fooling around in Giants Editor, editing maps. Generally how you start out. So we have one last bale over here. Bales on this trailer are really acting funny to me. Maybe it's... there's a lot of, I mean, you could say that 17 is just a reskin from 15, which I guess in a way it is. There's a lot of features and a lot of it is still the same, but they've improved in a lot of areas that needed to be improved. One being, you know, how smooth, like this map would probably not even run in 13, it would run pretty rough in 15, but it runs pretty good in 17, and the lighting is a lot better, and then there's a lot of new features they added, which were custom scripts back in the day. Now it's just standard game. The day, I think the next big ticket item on this game would be to change up the way they do their number block system with crops. Get away from the grid pattern and make it so you can actually have headlands and the crops follow the terrain. I really think that's the next big thing for Giants to do. Tractor Supply got a shit. If you've ever been in a Tractor Supply, you know it's not quality equipment. It's like the dollar store of agriculture supplies. So my stacking job on this trailer is horrendous. what can you do? Wow, I actually just yawned. I must be getting tired finally. So I'm not too thrilled about stacking my bales in this shed here. This shed is not really ideal um, for bale storage, but what can you do? It's where I have my snow mask painted so these things won't rot away. If I leave them outside, they'll dwindle away into nothing. So I have to do something. I'm gonna see how well this works if I just try to do it by hand, manually unload this. Super ridiculous, I know, but I'm actually kind of having fun being the Hulk. So I want to be as far away from it as I possibly can. Nothing to see here, folks. Just me carrying 1.1 tons. Can you imagine how much more work we could like accomplish if we could actually carry over a ton? This is so funny. Oh, what the hell? I wish there was like a flip function. This is working out pretty good. I usually try to play pretty realistic, but you know, I give myself an exception at 3 o'clock in the morning. Plus, I can do this. The game is letting me. Damn it. Well, that was a fail. Get on out of here. This thing sure doesn't act like it's 1.1 tons. That should be close. Close enough. Yes, this is very realistic. You mean you guys don't do this on your farm? They don't do this in Illinois? It's the Wisconsin dairy and cheese. I'll tell you that. Like this is just we're just warming up here. We got like 30 more bales to move. I seem to be getting the hang of this crazy grab feature. We haven't made a mess yet, knock on wood. These are all 8,000. What are these in here? 60. I had these sit outside for like a day. When it rains, and if your hay isn't in a snow mask is like a fruit that you paint in GE. It really isn't anything, but it's how the Seasons Mods recognizes if it should kind of rot out some of your hay or whatever else you have on the ground. Well, that wasn't too painful. Hold on, I want to see if I can do this super sonic speed with a bale. This will be interesting. Alright, I'm gonna pick this bad boy up. Can we jump with it? Yes. Oh, did I lose it? I lost it. It's in here somewhere. Apparently you can't scroll up. It doesn't appear to be working. Where did that bale go? Oh god, look at that thing glitch out. Where did this thing go? I think we found a bug. Here, I'll see if I can grab it. Anywho, just another day. Yeah, don't you hate it when you're trying to, do some hot laps and you drop your 1-ton bale? This kind of makes me want to get I know there's a small John Deere square baler. Pops out little guys. Kind of want to try that. Jumping fences. see where I'm going here. I have to apologize if you guys are watching this. This is so ridiculous, but whatever. It's hilarious. Getting a good view of these bale textures, though. That's always a good. It's always a plus. I hear a cow. There's a cow close by. Once we get enough stacked in here, my crazy movement won't be as scary. Yeah, alright. I'm done being the Hulk. So we gotta get the rest of these bales out of here, otherwise these things are gonna rot away. We have 2 days of rain, which means we're gonna lose a lot of our bales. I don't really like how much hay we lose if it's baled. I can understand if it's on the ground, but when it's in these huge bales like this, you see these things sitting outside all the time, the whole year, and you know, the amount of rot, you might lose like 10% of your bale, but with this game you lose literally like 10% every day it rains. Yeah, normal Joe's back. Normal Joe's getting pretty tired right now. I actually think the sleep pills are finally starting to kick in. I kind of put off moving these bales into the shed. Now I have a whole lot of, you know, this is procrastination at its finest. Just move them off the field so we can get some fertilizer on it and mow it again. It's gonna take forever to... It's amazing how power lines and street signs really make a map look completely different. It's just those little irrelevant things that really make a map seem more complete. wish I was making square bales instead of these round ones, but man, these bales are really stuck on there. Oh my god. I can't handle this right now. Alright guys, I'm getting tired and I'm gonna lose it with these bales here, so I'm gonna call it a night, or a morning I guess. So have a good one. Thanks for watching.